anxiety in and of itself is not a bad thing. Your body sends you very important messages. But let's talk about how parents can explain that to children, and so that they don't shy away from
okay.
it.
I sometimes encourage you to maybe just boo or frighten your child sometimes, because I want them to trigger their early warning system, because we need them to know that what does it do in their body. So for some children, they do get really strong butterflies in the tummy. For others, they'll get goosebumps. For others to just freeze. Some get a cold neck. So again, it's not always butterflies in the tummy.
Right.
So the physiological thing is a conversation we want with each of your children to work out what is their body telling them when their amygdala has got a little bit excited and said, look, there's a threat to our survival. So we need to know it so that we can work with that later. We need to normalize it in our homes. I need you as grown-ups to say, sometimes, wow, mummy's feeling a bit nervous because today I have to do a big presentation at work and I've got some butterflies, but you know what? I've been doing these things. We need to normalize the beginning of a school year is often really it's a new beginning. Right. We need to normalize that tests can do that to us, or sporting carnivals, or a dance performance. So we need to normalize it's not all problematic. It's actually a part of being human.
And Maggie, one of the things that we're going to talk about today, but let's touch on it now, is how we respond when our children voice that. I'm so afraid to start this school year. The teacher might not like me. I don't know anyone in my class. And what most parents do, and I'm just going to jump
out of love
now, out of love, best of intentions, is, well, honey, you're going to make so many new friends.
You're going to be fine.
The teacher's going to love you. How could she not love you?
Don't worry.
Right. And so that sometimes it does stem from our desire for our children to be happy and to do well. Now, in some small cases, that helps. But most of what I've seen over the course of my long career is that the message the child gets is, oh, you can't handle my discomfort or my fear. So I'll just tell you that I'm fine and put on a happy face. We don't want that. We want our kids to become completely comfortable with, yes, I am nervous. And one of the things that we've been seeing in the questions that were submitted is, well, I tried bedtime story tapes, or I tried a week of mindful breathing. Well, the thing is, we were talking about neural pathways.
Yes.
And say something about
so essentially what can happen is that children can form habits of anxiety.
Yeah.
So they can start thinking, and of course some of our worry thoughts create the cortisol, which is the stress, and then they catastrophize over the top of that. And then when you minimize it by saying, don't be silly, you're fine, it often doesn't do that. So what happens then, they just get more and more anxious. So each day they get out of bed, it becomes like a habit. So I want to say that we want to unhabit it, which is not an English word in the English language, but we want to be able to weaken that, which means we need to be doing something else so that the brain creates a new neural pathway that facilitates managing that in a better way. So